Good evening. I thought I would make this video about what I'll be doing eventually here, sharing my experience and reaching out to others with a similar situation or circumstances and help them if they're in a bad spot. Um, I wrote this script while I was just in a Zoom meeting with some other people, creatives for creatives, here in Miami. It's just a meetup.com group. Well, actually, it's beyond meetup.com, but they're also on meetup.com in order to garner converts to their cause. What they're doing is just getting together like-minded creative people to help network, business, whatever. But I'm starting this a little bit late, so I was writing the script while I was there on the computer meeting with them. And in any event, here I am. So I'll just get right to the story. Where I am and where I'm headed. I got hit by a car October 2017 in Key West. Was life flighted to Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami. Ryder Trauma Center. Ryder Trauma Center, and was there in a bed on my back for weeks. I was actually paralyzed when I first came to. That's a whole nother story in itself. That only lasted a few minutes, but after I gained body movement, I was strapped down by the wrists to the bed rails, so I wouldn't move around and hurt any of the many boo-boos I had. I had 7 fractured bones, pins in my lower legs already, and an operation for another pin in the works. Um, I was there on my back for weeks, then shipped out to a nursing home slash physical rehab facility. And there I managed to work my way into a wheelchair and actually walking, some very slowly, short distances, and working my way slowly to regain the ability to walk over months. After a couple of months there, I was shipped to a Salvation Army in a pretty scrappy neighborhood. Uh, it had a metal detector, it had a gate, you had to be buzzed through that, you had to push a button and then wait for them to look out, and it was a whole process. I would roll my way in there in my wheelchair, and I'd have to get out, go through the metal detector, they'd search the bags that were hanging off of the handles of the wheelchair. I felt like I was being treated like a criminal. Well, I was. I mean, that was their policy, and I was the victim of a traffic accident, and I was being treated like this. It was very uncomfortable. So after a few days, I just hit the streets. They had stepped me down from morphine and Demerol to Tylenol thousands, which weren't doing much. And this was over the course of a couple of few months. I mean, I started in the hospital with the good stuff, and they kept stepping me down. I can't remember what I had when I went into the rehab place, but by the time I got out of there, they had stepped me down to Tylenol thousands, which were doing practically nothing. And my sleep had been haphazard for a long time. So between the pain and the sleep deprivation, which through all the things I had been through in that period of my life, the sleep deprivation was the worst. I was so foggy for so long. I didn't think I was ever coming back mentally. I thought I was lost. It was just, anyways. Between the pain and the sleep deprivation, I started drinking just to get away from all that, and I ended up on the streets in a wheelchair, broke, drinking just to quell the pain and to conk out at night, and trying to figure out where to go from here. I got some help from some social services and was walking more all the time, drinking less as the pain diminished, and I got a inured to it. And I managed to sleep a little more all the time, although there was a lot of discomfort. I'd lay awake for a long time before I could finally conk out. I was begging at streetlights in a wheelchair, making enough to survive and save a little every day, but I was turned down by Social Security, couldn't get into a homeless shelter or a program or anything because Miami is a nasty, backward city, no matter how pretty parts of it look on TV. So life was pretty grim. Fortunately, I got some money from a settlement. That was about after a year that I had been on the streets. An attorney firm called me up and said, "Hey, we got you some money," and I said, "Great." I don't even remember talking to them. I know I talked to a bunch who said, "We can't do anything for you," and these people called me up after a year and said, "Yeah, we managed to help you out a little bit." Now it wasn't enough to live off forever, but it was enough to make a good start. I bought a van, so I had wheels and a place to live. And the guy who sold it to me was renting a vacant lot for a trailer for his business, and it was also a place to store vehicles he bought and sold. And he offered to let me stay there at night, so I would just pull my van into the lot, close the gate behind me, lock it up, and just sleep in the van. So I did that, and I got steered to Branches, which is the startup business arm of United Way. They help people who want to start a small business. And I started meeting with a guy there who was helping me figure out my finances and about possibly getting a loan, a small business loan. And I would meet about once a week, and we would go over ideas. And he really liked the website preciousplastic.com that I showed him. And there was a community page on it that I could contact people. And he convinced me he liked that idea so much. He said, "You need to run with that." He convinced me to just contact everybody in the area on that site and see about hooking up with a partner to start a recycled plastic business. I put up a link to the site, and you can get on there and look at all they have to offer. But the site focuses on providing plans for plastic shredders, extruders, injection molding machines, ovens, etc., to take plastic from the scrap state to a finished product. That was one of the few ideas we went over. Another was an art gallery, which I would still like to do, not here in Miami. They certainly have a lot of art around here and upscale places, but it's expensive. It's just really expensive. And I'll be honest, I don't like this city. So we concentrated on the plastic. I reached out to dozens of people on the site. I talked to a few, and nothing came of it. By then, I had a shop, which is this. I had this, and this out here is the bay. My space is actually back just beyond this wall here. But I had the shop and some money to get started, and nothing came of it. I mean, I talked to a bunch of people and nothing came of it. It was really frustrating. I had spent a lot of time in the hospital thinking about how I needed to dedicate my life to living my dreams, because there I was on my back, immobile, and given my condition and the description of the accident, I easily could have been dead. But here, after getting better, getting some money, getting some people trying to help me, I still wasn't at a point where I could realize my dreams. And I don't mean my dreams, I mean not one single one. I'm just getting to that point now, but I will get to that at the end here. I've only got 2 more pages to go. My motivation and energy were nowhere where they needed to be to achieve anything, and things would go from me being jazzed up and wanting to seize the day to more often everything looking bleak, not having enough energy to pursue anything worthwhile, and basically just moving forward slowly in fits and spurts, but not enough to bring any real satisfaction and carry me through substantially during the rough patches. That has changed considerably, and the biggest change I've made is learning to trust myself and learning to trust the process. That's the end of my script, so I will just more or less leave off there, just ad lib here a little bit. I was at some points where I had, and this is going back decades actually, ideas that I wanted to pursue, mostly just creative stuff, but a lot of other stuff, you know, travel, just a lot of things that I wanted to pursue. And well, when I was living in that lot, I would wake up in the morning in the van and lay there thinking about what I wanted to do with the day, just with the day. Nothing, you know, not what am I going to do with my life. Just, and I knew what I wanted to do. I mean, I always had a project I was working on or something that I could start. I made some art while I was there, and actually, that the guy across the street has a warehouse, and he would have parties most weekends and just let me hang stuff up for sale in the warehouse, and I could make stuff in the lot, take it right across the street, and hang it up. So it was like putting my stuff in a gallery, but. I was doing that, but I wasn't doing nearly enough of it. I would wake up most mornings knowing basically what I wanted to do with the day, and just like almost afraid of getting out of bed and starting the day. And once I would get up, once I was physically active, my brain would settle and I could start to do things. But I would lay there just almost like having a panic attack. I mean, it was just very disturbing, and that, along with some other similar circumstances that I've gone through since then. That's been going on a year now that I was there in that lot. I've just I knew I needed to do something. I didn't know what that something was. And what I started doing was watching a lot of videos. Mel Robbins. I will, as a matter of fact, I'm going to list a whole bunch of people for tomorrow's video. This is, by the way, day 5 of the 30-day video thing that I'm doing. I decided I was going to make 30 videos in 30 days, and then found out it was a thing, and it's like, okay, whatever. But where was I? Tomorrow I will have a whole bunch of links to either the channels or specific videos I have used to I should say start to get better, because it's a long uphill trek. I realize that now, and that's trusting the process. That's part of it, anyways. I know I can't change overnight, no matter how much I can envision specifically where I want to be, and know that it's just right over there. It's right over there. I can envision it. It's right over there. I can't get there. I can't get there like that. And I know a big part of that is change is hard. Getting out of your comfort zone is hard. Everything I'm trying to do is hard, because I've never thought or done things this way before. So I'm up against a lot. And I guess I'm just going to end there, but I will just add this. The good thing about it is I am definitely on a path. I am definitely moving forward. I wake up in the morning and I get out of bed. I start the day no day is a day where I'm as active and focused as I want to be and get as much done as I want to. Many are the days where I don't even come close, but there are certain things now that I'm doing every single day. I'm starting to habit stack. One thing I do is a morning routine that I do almost every single morning, and it's filling out a daily sheet that I got from Mel Robbins. Actually, I'll put a link to that in tomorrow's video. It's too late for me to be researching stuff and putting stuff. In any event, you'll have it tomorrow if you're watching. But the thing is, I'm getting better. I realize how hard it is, and I'm not down on myself because it's harder than it should be, seemingly. Because given all the videos I've watched, it was hard for everyone. You look at the most successful person out there, and while they may have had a mindset that would lend them to making it much easier to them than it is to me, for example, it was still hard for them, which means it's going to be that much harder for me. I realize that that's part of the trust. I look at what I've done in life as opposed to what I haven't done in life. And I look at what I've done, and it's not a lot compared to what I could have done. But given what I have done, I know what I'm capable of. I know the skills that I bring to the table. I'm aware of everything. I'm aware of the potential and the fact that I can reach it, and it's no longer a potential that's just always going to be too far away. It's out there. It's hard to get to, but I now trust myself that if I never even reach my full potential, and hey, who in life actually ever does? I'm going to get a lot closer than I am now. I know that I'm on a path. I know the process. I know what's involved. I know what I have to do. And I know that just given the little bit that I've changed that has allowed me to get here, as I do that more and more and more and add to it, it's going to be much bigger than where I'm at right now. And that's what this video is about, and that's what I want to be able to share as I grow, and especially anybody else that's like-minded, creative, has had problems doing anything with that, has been through a traumatic event and has had to recover from that, but still wants to do more, or somebody who's recovering yet and doesn't know if life's gonna ever get better. I mean, when I woke up in that hospital bed, the only thing I had to compare it to was when I broke a wrist when I was 12 years old. 6 weeks later, it was healed, and I'm thinking, okay, I got a couple of broken legs. What's the big deal? 6 months later, I was still in a wheelchair. It was a big deal. It was a really big deal. But I got past that. Now I'm working on something else, and I want to share that as I grow. And a lot of sharing that is just going to be saying, these are the people who helped me. Go watch these videos because they're better at it than I am. But I'm doing a video a day. I had to do a video today about something, and this is what it was about. So thank you for watching. And if you didn't watch, what's wrong with you, man? All right, talk to you tomorrow.